So we'll go to the wall, and we're going to take one step forward, a light split stance. Hands to the hips. Initially, the belt buckle faces forward. And we're going to imagine we're in a really narrow hallway here. So we're going to take the knee as far forward as we can, sending the belt buckle to the left. And then we're going to send it as far back as we can to the right. But again, legs remain in that narrow hallway. And then we're just going to get deeper and kind of come into a lunge. You can also almost try to touch your lunge to your inner ankle. And when we come out, keep within that hallway but shift. Awesome. And then we'll come down. We'll do 5 of everything today. Make sure we're breathing, finding some shakiness. This is 4, right?
Yep.
And then we'll do 1 more after this. Lots of inner thigh here. So when I'm this way, lead leg, inner thigh, and when I'm coming out, outer leg, inner thigh. We'll switch. Same thing. Start with a couple primers. Not going all the way with the knee all the way to the floor. And then we'll start to drop that knee towards the inner ankle. Inner thigh on the lead leg on the way down. Inner thigh on the back leg on the way out. And just think of it more rotation over time, deeper knee bends if you can't make it all the way to the floor some days. Two more?
Yep.
I'm the world's worst counter, especially when I'm saying anything out loud. Narrow hallway. Awesome. So we'll come down. We're going to get into a shin box. So foot to knee. We're going to outline the lead knee. And we're going to imagine that our chest or torso is glued to this down leg. And we're going to reach our leg, moving as little as possible in the trunk and leg on the ground, much on the top movement as possible. So we lift it up, reach it forward, find all that outer hip, and switch. We're going to 5 each side. Try to keep your trunk pulled into the inside of the leg. Again, statue, torso, just moving that back leg. After 5, we're going to switch sides. Outline this lead leg. Torso smushes to the down leg, and then we lift up. You can kind of straighten the leg and reach pretty far. You can bring it kind of close. You can play around with both. 5 on this side. Statue, torso. Sync your breathing however feels comfortable. I usually like to exhale as I bring everything forward, which I just inhaled. And then we'll get into our reverse Nordic curls. Feel free to double up the mat. Give yourself extra cushions. Knees right under the hips. Tuck the pelvis. Find that length in the hip flexor tall through the crown. And then we're going to lean back, equal leg tension, both sides. So try not to favor a leg. Go further each time, start shallow. After 5 of these, we'll get into our pelvic march. So for our pelvic march, belt buckle stays forward. We're going to lean over onto one leg, take the other leg forward without letting the hips rotate. So nice and slow, makes it harder. And do 5 per side. Looking at something in front of us, help us keep our balance, make sure whatever you're looking at is not moving. Get harder as you do more reps. Awesome. We're We're going to stand up. We're going to get into our horse position. So we're going to go wide with the feet, externally rotated as well. We're going to go down without letting the knees go forward into our horse position. Kind of take a breath here in this isometric. And we'll send those hips back on the next inhale, touch the ground. Exhale, come back without letting the knees unbend. Exhale on the way up, inhaling on the way down. 2 more. Equal weight in both feet if possible. On the next one, we'll come down, walk the hands over, tap the knee, return back to center, exhale up, keep the dip. Back down, inhale, drop the knee on an exhale. Inhale back to center, exhale, stand up, 1 more per side. Fully extend, shake out the legs. And then we'll go super wide. We'll go with the hip hinge down. We're not going to do multiple hip hinges, so not horse straight legged. A little wider. We're going to walk to the left. Let the hips get nice and heavy. Left arm up to the ceiling. Big hip flexor stretch. Go back to wide. Switch sides. We're going to do 3 each direction. Take those hips back through the center. Let the hips fall without the knee touching. Unless it just gets so open that it ends up having nowhere to go but the ground. 1 more each side. Start to smear out away from yourself. You can adjust by walking your feet in between reps. But next, we're going to lay on your back. You lay it that way, I'm going to lay it this way. So stay the way you were. And we're going to go with our long bridge now to activate the upper hamstrings where they tie into the fold of the butt cheek. So feet further away from you than a traditional lunge, closer together, about runner's gaits width apart. We're going to tuck the pelvis, smushing the kidneys down into the floor. We're going to lift until we feel both of the upper hamstrings start to work. Now from here, you want no low back issues and want to breathe and kind of strain that upper hamstring. Once you've got it online, you're going to put all your weight into your left foot without letting your right foot leave, so we're just pushing it over there. And we're going to switch it to the other side, putting 100%. 98% of the weight into that leg, oscillating back and forth. So you're finding left upper hamstring, keep that tilt of the pelvis, right upper hamstring, and go back and forth. We'll do 3 more breaths, oscillating each way, in through the nose, low into the abdomen. Exhale, get all the air out. The more air you get out, usually the higher you can feel those hamstrings light up. 1 more. Come down nice and slow. Now we're going to use those hamstrings for power production. We're going to take our hands to the wall. We're going to do an explosive knee raise. We're going to be a good deal of space away. We're going to explosively draw the knee up to the ceiling. In the back leg, imagine you were on the hardest treadmill to push back ever. So when this leg lifts, this leg pushes back. We're going to do 8 per side. Use that upper hamstring. Pushing the floor away, super high with the knee like you're trying to kick a soccer ball up through the ceiling. You know where we're at?
Nope.
We'll do 1 more each side. gosh. Nice job.